Not gonna let them catch a late night. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Late Night Munchies presented by RecTech. I'm Chef John, and I'm gonna be showcasing some of my favorite recipes for you guys to cook on your RecTech. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more amazing content. Let's get started. All right, so tonight's gonna be all about that upside down cake. So I'm gonna kick it up a notch though. We're gonna be making this from scratch. We're gonna be using blueberries and pineapple. It could not be any more delicious. Let's get into some of these ingredients. So what we're gonna be using tonight, we got a plethora of ingredients. Let's go ahead and break them down. This is some flour and baking soda. We have some brown sugar, pineapple. We have egg yolks. We have some egg whites, butter, vanilla, a little bit of milk, blueberries, and just a little bit of granulated sugar. We're gonna be cooking on the RT1250, and we're burning those RecTech Ultimate Blend pellets. Let's go ahead and get that thing turned on now, preheat that bad boy up. So easy with the app, don't even have to go outside. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and start to make that memorable top layer of the upside down cake. You know, that caramely, sugary deliciousness. This is how we do it. So we're gonna take some butter, right? And then we're gonna take some of our brown sugar, and we're gonna go out to the grill and put this on the grill. And as this starts to heat up, I'm just gonna keep whisking this. And as it breaks down and the sugar starts to combine with the brown sugar, it's gonna create this nice caramely glaze, and we're gonna go ahead and pull it off. I'll see you at the grill. So we have the RT1250 set to 375 degrees. We're burning the RecTech Ultimate Blend pellets, and we're gonna go ahead and put the cast iron inside the grill. Now in the cast iron, I have the butter and the brown sugar. Now we're just gonna let that butter and brown sugar start to melt. I'm gonna come back periodically and whisk it to make sure the butter doesn't burn. We'll be back in a minute. It's been about 5 minutes. Let's get back into the 1250 and see what's going on. That looks great. You can see how it's starting to bubble up. It's kind of turned into this caramel sauce. This is exactly what we're looking for. So we're just gonna give it a whisk. Go ahead and pull this off. This is absolutely perfect. That caramel color is exactly what you're looking for. Man, this stuff already smells delicious. Now I know this is a little bit more in-depth recipe than you guys are used to getting from me on Late Night Munchies, but that's what it's all about. That's what I'm here for, to help you guys elevate your RecTech game. Now that we have the sugars, brown sugars all caramelized with that butter, we need to go ahead and get our egg whites rolling. Now typically, on a lot of upside down cakes, you're not gonna have this step. So we're really RecTechifying it and kicking it up a notch. Let me plug this in, sorry. So normally you wouldn't add this step into your normal upside down cake. We're gonna take it up a notch. We're gonna whip these egg whites till they're stiff peaks. All right, we're almost there, guys. Now you wanna make sure that these are stiff peaks, and I'm gonna show you what stiff peaks look like in just a second. If you can't flip the bowl upside down without the yolks or the whites falling out, you haven't done it right. All right, I think we're there. That looks great. Now this is stiff peaks, guys, right? This is what you want to look for right here. When you can see that the little spatula has left, or the whisk has left tracers in your whites, you know that they're done. And when they don't come out, when you can stick them in there and they're not gonna fall out, that's stiff peaks. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, so let's go ahead and get these out of this bowl. We're gonna wash this bowl up, and we're gonna come right back and start filling it with the rest of the ingredients. I went ahead and cleaned out my KitchenAid mixer. Now, if you guys don't have a KitchenAid mixer, it's totally okay. You can use a handheld mixer, and you can even use a whisk and do all this stuff with a whisk. It's totally fine. I'm just a little bougie, so I got a nice KitchenAid mixer. I went ahead and put those egg whites in the refrigerator, keep them nice and cold. You don't want those to get room temperature because they will start to fall apart. Little chef tip. All right, next up, we're gonna take our butter. In the KitchenAid mixer, it's gonna go, right? Then we're gonna take our sugar, we're gonna pour it in there with the butter, and this is what they call creaming the sugar, right? And all you're doing really is mixing the sugar and the butter together. so that they're well blended before you start adding all the dry and wet ingredients, okay? So if you ever see that in a cookbook or something, creaming the sugar together with the butter, that's all they mean, is just blending it. So we're just gonna let this mix up. It's gonna take on a little, it's gonna get yellowy, it's gonna get kind of frothy and light, and that's when we know it's gonna be done. Now, chef tip, this will go a lot faster the softer your butter is. You don't want the butter to be absolutely melted, but if it's room temperature and you can kind of put your fingers through it, that will be the perfect temperature for the butter. And it will make the creaming process a lot easier. All right, so this is what we're looking for. That yellow, frothy, that's perfect. That's what you want. So we're gonna scrape the sides of the bowl. That's just gonna help the mixing process. And now we're gonna go ahead and add our egg yolks. So we're gonna add these one at a time and make sure that the egg is fully incorporated before we add the next egg. And the last egg. Perfect. We're gonna go ahead and scrape the bowl. Again, scraping the bowl helps the mixture mix well. So anytime you're mixing something in a stainless steel bowl, you're gonna wanna go ahead and scrape the edges. Little chef tip. All right, so the next step is we're gonna add our flour and our milk, but we're gonna alternate between the two. You don't wanna add all the flour in at once because it's gonna get real clumpy and dry. And you don't wanna add all the milk in at once because it's gonna slosh around in there and it won't mix properly. So we're just gonna take a little bit of the flour, we'll put about 1/3 of it in here, right? And then we're just gonna let this mix. All right, once I can see that it's pretty well incorporated, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of milk to it. And we're just gonna swap these back and forth, back and forth. Take your time. A little bit more flour. Milk. Mix it for like 30 more seconds, and the top of this upside down cake is gonna be done. Really, this is the bottom that we're doing right now, because it's upside down. But guys, I would love to know, what's your favorite upside down dessert? Put it in the comments section. Okay. So we're gonna mix this one last time to make sure that all that stuff is well incorporated, about 30 seconds. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of vanilla. Boom shakalaka. Perfect. So now we're gonna pull this to the side. I'll show you what this guy looks like. How great that looks, right? Nice and creamy. You can see that's evenly mixed. There's no lumps in here. We've done it properly. So we're just gonna scrape the spatula. Waste not, want not. You wanna get every little bit off there. You paid for it. Okay, sweet. So now we're gonna take our cast iron back to it. You can see how that glaze looks good, right? That brown sugar butter, perfect. So we're gonna take our blueberries. We're gonna dump them right on top of that. Kind of move them around. Then we're gonna take our pineapple, give that a shimmy. Right? And then we're gonna come right over top with the cake batter. Oh yeah, that's perfect. All right, so we're just gonna give this a nice little, making everything smooth. Right? Now this is a super easy dessert to do, and it's really one of those game stoppers. People love this dessert. Every time I make it, people are wanting the recipe for it. Last time I made it, Bert Kreischer was in town. Shout out to you, Bert. He absolutely loves this. He can't get enough. You know he's a foodie. That boy likes to eat. I think he ate half of this thing last time, so shout out to you. All right, so now that we have it looking perfect, we're gonna go ahead and bring it out to the RT 1250. We have it set to 375 degrees and we're burning those RecTech Ultimate Blend pellets. This is gonna take about an hour and we'll see you out at the grill. We have the cake already made. Everything's layered inside the cast iron skillet. The 1250s at 375 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and slide this in. Now this is gonna take about 45 minutes to an hour to cook all the way through. We're gonna come back and check it in about 35. So we're back at the RT 1250. We've had the upside down cake in there for about 45 minutes. Let's give it a check. Oh my goodness, that looks perfect. Golden brown and delicious. This is the one for the books right here. It looks great. Let's get it inside and start cooling it down. Man, this smells absolutely perfect. Guys, y'all could tell the caramelization that has gone on here. The 1250 has done a great job of cooking this bad boy. So now we need to just flip it out of the pan. But we wanna let it cool down. You don't wanna flip it out immediately. You wanna let it rest for about 5 minutes before you go ahead and flip it out. And I think now would be a perfect time to take another question from the comment section. So tonight's question is, y'all wanted to know, what kind of cat is Smokey? You hear that, buddy? Well, I'm happy to tell you, Smokey's a battle cat. That's what kind of cat he is. So call before you come over to my house. He will light you up. All right, let's go ahead and get this cake out of here. So I got a pan. Now, the key to this is you wanna make sure your pan is gonna cover your cast iron, right? You don't wanna get a plate that's gonna be smaller than that because everything's gonna leak out. Grab a couple towels. Right? And this is where the magic happens. Presto, Majesto. We're gonna give it a little tap. Start coming out. Oh yeah. You hear that sound? That's the sound of a nice cake that's fallen out of your cast iron. Now, if you guys ever have a problem with your cake not coming out of your cast iron when you flip it, all you need to do is go ahead and put it back on the grill for a minute, let that sugar heat up. It'll start to release from the bottom of the pan, and this is what you're gonna be left with. Look how good that looks. Now, if you have any little bits and pieces left, just take your spatula, right? Scoop out some of that goodness and just spread it right back over the top. I wish you guys could smell the smells coming off of this upside down cake. Guys, this smells absolutely amazing. You could smell the pineapple, you could smell the blueberries, and that fresh cake smell is permeating the whole kitchen. I know, Smokey, I know. Now comes our favorite part, me and Smokey's favorite part. We're gonna go ahead and cut and taste. All right, give us a little slice. Look how good that looks. Good Lord. Man. Cheers, everyone. Ooh. Hot. The cake is nice and moist, super delicious. And then you have that nice caramely, brown sugary, pineapple, blueberry flavor that just permeates straight through that cake. This is a game changer, absolutely delicious. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And remember to like and subscribe this video for more amazing content. Make sure you're following RecTech and Chef John Pinnell on all social media. Guys, take care of one another, and remember, quality of food is quality of life. We'll see you here next time for more Late Night Munchies. Do, 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 hey, do, do, do.